Hello, and welcome back to our SFI biweekly briefings at Tuesdays at 2. I'm Sarah Streyder. I'm the Executive Director here at SFI, and today I'm running solo, so sorry folks, you're stuck with me. Our news roundup today includes 4 stories, a double 20-year anniversary, the annual defense bill making money moves, some congressional hearings about Afghanistan, and an important announcement about DoD advisory boards. Let's get started. So first and foremost, as we all know, Saturday marked 20 years since the terrorist attacks of 9/11. This anniversary can be really tough, so I just want to start by saying that I hope folks took care of themselves this weekend. Today is also an important 20-year anniversary because today's the day that 20 years ago, Congress passed a war authorization in 2001 to enable President Bush to attack the 9/11 perpetrators. And gosh, I cannot overstate how significant this law was. It was called the 2001 AUMF, and at the time it was intentionally written in order to be really broad and vague because we were a country in mourning. And we were still coming to grips with what had happened, and we didn't know who had done this or where they are, where they were hiding. And so Congress wanted to give the president tons of leeway in order to do things as this seen fit. But this law is basically the reason that our military has had the heightened operational tempo that it's had for the last 20 years. Even after the US accomplished the narrow objectives most directly associated with 9/11, killing Osama bin Laden, reducing al-Qaeda's power in the region, etc., presidents from both parties have still used this law to justify much wider military operations across the world without updating congressional approval for those things. So the 2001 AUMF is one of several outdated authorizations that there's really bipartisan consensus that Congress needs to revise these in order to update them. In order to make sure that ongoing decisions over where and when to send our military forces into harm's way, that those decisions are deliberative and constitutional. So needless to say, today is another significant anniversary. And one last note on these anniversaries before I move on, I'll just share that SFI released a video on Saturday that we're really proud of. It reflects on the way that 9/11 shaped our military family lived experiences over the last 2 decades. So I certainly hope that you check it out on our Facebook and give it a watch. Okay, second item. It's time for Congress to pass the annual defense bill. Dun, dun, dun. So this is called the National Defense Authorization Act, or the NDAA. And this is a huge bill that's called a must-pass bill because it has to pass every year. And the bill sets the budget and policy priorities for the Department of Defense every year. So right now, here's where the bill's at. Both the House and the Senate in Congress have passed their versions of the bill out of their committees. So right now, these 2 different versions of the bill exist on each chamber's floor. And the next few weeks is when each chamber is going to be debating the bill on the floor, which means every single member of Congress, whether they be House or Senate side, are going to be involved in this bill the next few weeks. Here's why that's such an important update. For military families who are advocates like our organization is, this right here is one of our last chances to advocate for changes on issues that we care about this year. So over the next few weeks, as they debate these bills on the floor, members of Congress have the chance to debate amendments. So basically, if they have an issue that they want to get added in this bill, now is their last chance to do so before the bill gets processed for final passage. There are lots of amendments out there, and a number of them are amendments that we really support and believe in. So get ready and stay tuned, because when the time comes, we will absolutely be sending action alerts related to these NDAA amendments. All right, third news item. Congress is also busy right now with some other things, including the holding of hearings about the withdrawal from Afghanistan. So yesterday, the Foreign Affairs Committee held a hearing about this. Today, the Senate Foreign Relations Committee held theirs, and we expect there to be a few others at a few other committees. I'll just say, for a lot of us, the whole withdrawal and evacuation process from Afghanistan over the last month and more has been really confusing and discouraging. So from SFI's vantage point, we certainly welcome these hearings because our hope is that through this process, we can better understand what everything that's been going on behind the scenes and how everything has happened the way it's happened. We've also emphasized to the members of Congress we're in contact with that we want these hearings to shed light not only on how things have gone over the last 20 days, but how things have gone over the last 20 years in Afghanistan. Because it's very much those past decisions that brought us to where we are today and have shaped the situation on the ground. And I think it's really important for us to understand those as well. So just an update that these are happening, and we are going to continue monitoring them and relaying any updates we get to our members. All right, fourth and final item for today is an important update on Department of Defense Advisory Councils. So after months of review, the DoD has finally started rolling out lists of the advisory councils that they intend to relaunch. So they released one list, I think it was last week, and that list included 2 advisory councils that we have been monitoring specifically, councils for women's issues and health issues. So we expect more committees to be announced soon, and we'll pay attention to that. But in the meantime, as you all know, we are very passionate about military spouse and family inclusion in the membership of these advisory councils. And so, because we believe that we bring really important contributions to those decisions. So this week, we are in the process of sending a list of candidates whom we have endorsed in hopes that they are nominated to be included in these boards. And I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone here. I know when we put the call out for candidates, there were a lot of responses, and we were just so grateful to see the quality and quantity of leadership coming from our community, and we're eager to support these endorsed candidates. And with that, that sums up our news roundup. So every briefing, we like to leave you at the end with an action item, and today we have 2. First action of today, please help us share our 20-year anniversary video by reposting it on your social media feeds. Like I said earlier, today, in addition to Saturday, are significant anniversaries for our community. And it's really important that our civilian neighbors understand what the last 20 years have looked like for those of us who have served on the home front. Second action for you, we posted a blog article on our website. It is about the NDAA, and it explains the 3 priorities that we have for getting through amendments to this bill. So that blog is on our website. Please give it a read. It should help you prep for when we start releasing those calls to actions related to the bill throughout the fall. All right, last thing before I sign off, I have an exciting announcement. Next week, we are going to host a bonus briefing with a special guest. Congresswoman Barbara Lee from California is going to join us and answer some questions about why she has become such a champion, especially on issues of war powers and things like that 2001 authorization that I talked about earlier in today's briefing. So we're very excited to have her. You won't want to miss this. So please make sure you're still following us on Facebook so you get the notification. And we really look forward to that conversation. So in the meantime, we hope to see you then. And thanks for tuning in today. Stay safe, everyone.